Hello, my name is Roxanne Curl. I'm here to take time to go over your poster for the Ohio River Cleanup Project. I appreciate your work on this project, and there are just a few ethical dilemmas I would like to go over and some alternatives to work with instead. The first thing I'd like to address is the children being used in this photo. There seem to be a small group of African American children that are poor and urban looking. This is a difficult image for us to use. To start, our project is centered around the Ohio River. In this image, we see mostly children and Little River. It is understandable that this is supposed to be used for emotional appeal, but it actually skews our message and takes away from what our project is about. Also, being in Ohio, it's generally a diverse area, so using all African American children or being urban doesn't fit with the theme. The most troubling aspect of this is the stereotyping happening here. With the children being dirty and poor looking, we're putting a bad light on the African American community. We are suggesting that African Americans are all of poor economic standing. We are also suggesting they are not clean or healthy, likely because of them being poor. Images automatically affect people emotionally. This can lead to a misinformed perception. If done enough times, this can lead to social stereotyping becoming part of culture. Images are particularly important with us because when children are exposed to images, this is how they start to see society. Imagine being an African American child in Ohio and seeing this poster. If you saw these children being portrayed as dirty and poor, wouldn't you think this is how society views you? This affects the company and the project because it makes it look like we think African Americans are all poor and dirty. Next is the title, Let's Help Them Clean Up. Look at the poster the way it is, then this title is ambiguous and makes it look like we're talking about the children when we say them. This is implying that the children are dark and dirty and we need to clean them up or make them possibly whiter. This doesn't give people the idea of what our project is about, and it shines a bad light on our organization, making it look like we want to clean up African Americans. If we look at the celebrities on the poster, that's our next thing. Kim and Kanye have no idea that our project exists. If we put them on our poster, we're giving people the idea that they support our cause or even endorse it. Not to mention we're using their image without any permission. This makes our project look shallow and opens our organization for lawsuits, damaging our reputation. Speaking of lawsuits, I've noticed there's no sourcing for any of these images. It is absolutely illegal to use an image without consent. Images, even on the internet, are considered intellectual property. Photographers and artists still own all of their work, even if it's available through something like a Google search. And it looks like the children in this image have been altered on top of that to make them look thinner, darker, and dirtier. Again, when looking at the intellectual property, alterations cannot be made to an image without permission. But ethically, this is also bad on society. When we alter an image, we start to make an impact on how society views things. This can create negative social ideas. In the same instance, if someone makes a woman look tanner and thinner, or a man look taller and more muscular, we're doing the same damage to society. In this image, when we're making the children look darker or dirtier, it hurts the African American community. Skin color alone is a major issue in the African American community. To some people, being lighter is better. It is sometimes like being whiter or almost white, when being darker is like being bad or blacker. Having already shed a negative light on the children in this image, making them darker is actually perpetuating the stereotype. All of this together makes us and our project untruthful and hard to trust since we are hiding or altering truth. So how can we fix things? So if we start with the celebrities, we can just get rid of them. They are a necessary part of the poster. And if you felt like throwing someone else in, you could get images of people from the area or even people working on the project, with their permission, of course. If you did want to use a celebrity, it'd be best to make sure they are actually endorsing the project and allowing us to use their likeness. Now if we can focus on the image, instead when we look at this image, we focus more on the water than the people in it. This image reminds us that family and children are playing in the water, still giving it an emotional appeal, but makes them aware that we're more concerned about the river itself. It is also hard to see the specifics of the people in this image. We know this is an older man. We don't know his age. And for the children, we can tell this one's a little darker than that one, but we don't know their race, economic standing, or anything about them. All we know is the children are playing in the river, so we must keep it clean. This portrays our message without being unethical. For the title, we changed it to something like Let's Keep Our River Clean. Keeping let's is an inclusive word and inviting everyone, but we specifically reference the river, leaving no room for negative connotations. It also alludes to the future by keeping the river clean for future generations, making it look like an ongoing project. As for sourcing the image, the image I found was done by going on to Google Images and changing the usage rights to labeled for reuse with modification. You want to make sure it says that in case you want to bevel edges, crop, or change up any lighting features. On top of that, in small print, I added image obtained from and small print and where it was obtained to ensure there's no issues with the image. With alterations, it's perfectly okay if we want to do things like bevel off some of the edges or change a little bit of the lighting or crop some of the areas. As long as the image is clear and truthful representation of what it is and does not send any false messages to the viewers. In the end, it was a good try for the poster, but you really need to focus on ethical issues. Take some time to learn and understand information about other cultures and how stereotyping can affect society and the images of different races, genders, heritage, or economic statuses. These all impact how people view our project and organization, and every image we put out there represents us. We would like to create an image that focuses on our issues, gives a clear message, legally uses images, and always represents things truthful and ethically. Thank you.